That's when we found out her name is not on the house. He asked about money, and she said, well, Billy gives her credit cards to use, but she likes to have cash in the house. Like, she's old school. She hates to ask him for, like, he should just stock up the cash. She's like, well, keep the cash? She's like, yeah, keep it in the drawer. I'm like, oh, my God.
Just let everybody know.
Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers!
Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. Tonight we are going to talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island, episode 4, Derailed, and they certainly were. I am Lori.
I'm Wendy.
And I'm Kelly.
All righty. So first we start off with Alicia at Pizza Mama talking to the staff and then her husband Billy, and she wants to get them new t-shirts, red or black, because the white always gets messy. And I thought the people that worked there, the girls, were so cute. They were like, yeah, it gets messy.
I mean, obviously a white t-shirt in a pizza place, you're going to get stains on your shirts.
You know, it doesn't go together.
But that's a man making that decision.
Well, there you go. And then we see Rulla lounging, drinking something out of a flute, you know, in her backyard while Brian and the kids are messing with the hose. I thought that whole scene was very I felt like she said to the producers, you know what, let's just show how good my life is and that, you know, all this nonsense about him cheating is just nonsense. Look at me. I'm in my, you know, in my chair in my backyard, sipping out of my flute. Why? These minions do all the, you know what I mean? It was just like,
yeah. And show how great my husband is with our kids. And...
yeah, it was just like, And then we see Jo Allen, and she's getting ready to go to Chicago to her mid-year sales meeting. And Gary says how busy he's going to be since she's gone. And she says, well, you know, my sister will help out. Gary kind of made a face. I don't know if you guys caught that. And she talks about how she could never be a stay-at-home mom. And then we go to Liz's house, and Dolo comes over. And did you see the cat? Liz's cat? Iggy Smalls. Come on. It was great. And he was like a big boy. Oh, I loved it.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Liz is doing a sage ceremony, and Dolores tells her, you know, go in the dining room. So do any of you guys do sage in your house?
I have.
No.
I've saged my house, yes.
Yeah. I do that. No for Wendy, huh?
No saging here. No saging.
I'd be interested if anybody in our listening audience sages their house. So Liz says she's disgusted by her actions and that she came across as a bitter, drunken witch. And then
I liked when Dolores was like, oh, it was a menopause.
Yeah, absolutely.
Menopause moment.
Definitely a menopause moment. Definitely. And Liz said Kelsey made more out of it because of her history with Dino. And Dolores said, you know, was it handled wrong? Yes. Do you owe Kelsey an apology? Yes. And Liz says that Kelsey owes her an apology too. So, and then Alicia, Rosie, Kelsey, and Ashley go to the beach, and Ashley takes them where she takes her kids. I've seen some social media posts where kind of like the people in Rhode Island were a little bit like, you're not going to bring your film crew to our really nice beaches that we all go to. Hence why they did that.
That looked like a lake to me. That looked like Windward Beach to me.
Like a river. That's what I thought. I
Or
thought
like
to
a
myself,
little-
that's the river beach. It's not the
I
ocean.
wouldn't- I wouldn't-
No.
yeah,
or
that
a
was a
baby
river
beach, right? That's
Yeah.
why that
Yeah.
first scene where they had that little bougie picnic that Rosie took
Right.
them to. I saw social media posts that are like, that's like a crappy beach. The reason they're there is nobody wants them at the regular beach. So I was
Right.
like,
I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, I believe it too.
so that's why when Alicia says that they could go to her beautiful beach club in her confessional, I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you probably can't. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why
they
you're
probably
at the
wouldn't
river
film
beach.
there. And then
How about those pizza chips though?
I don't know, I like a focaccia with just sauce on it and no cheese.
That's what it looked like to me.
But it looks like a little too saucy. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a fan.
now that I'm 50, in my 50, I can't do cheese anymore. I can't do dairy. So it looked very appetizing to me.
Yeah, because it had no cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
But it looked like it was thin, like a thin crusted, not like a focaccia, which is a little bit like a
Right,
you know,
thicker. Yeah.
more
It's thicker,
more doughy
yeah.
or like more bread.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe it was just basically pizza with no cheese into
That's what I
small
think it was.
pieces. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Rosie and Ashley are going to go to Rail Explorers and have a bonfire. And at first I was like, what the hell's Rail Explorers? And then they're going to invite Kelsey and Alicia. Let's see. Oh, so Kelsey and Alicia talk about Liz's party. And Ashley says, well, why is Rulla mad at Joe Allen? And Alicia says, Rulla met Brian while he was married to her Spanish teacher.
Yes.
I know.
I was
That was
like,
crazy.
well,
I wrote down
okay
plot
then.
twist. Plot
Yeah.
twist.
Okay then. All right.
So
And
Rulla must be older than Alicia, obviously.
obviously.
It's
Yeah.
hard to tell who's the same. Ashley,
Yes.
Kelsey, and Rosie seem very young to me. But
Yes.
Alicia doesn't seem that young to me. But she's younger than Liz, and I can't tell where Rulla fits in with all this, with the age.
I don't think she's that much younger than Liz. I think that they're closer, like, age. I mean,
Right.
I do. I think they're closer because they've known each other for a long time. And she said her mother, but her older sister. But I think that her mother was young, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
very confusing.
It is confusing.
Yeah.
But then Alicia said, like, he doesn't look like a cheater. What does that mean? He doesn't look like a cheater. They're like, well, you know, he's not like he's very hot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter.
I guess. And yeah, so cheated on his first wife with Rulla.
Yeah.
So
That's
listen,
interesting.
you
did
lose 'em
Rulla
how you
ever
get 'em.
hear the line, you lose them like you get them?
you lose her like
Oh,
you get them.
yes. Yes. I wonder if the Spanish teacher had children.
Yeah, who knows? Alicia says that Liz has always been like one to fly off the handle and says her and Kelsey come off like softer and happier. And she says you have to walk on eggshells around Liz. And Alicia said she gets scared of her too and she's not afraid of anybody. Kelsey says you don't want to be under her wrath. So I don't know.
I think Alicia should have been a little more careful with her words when talking about Liz.
Well, I don't
In
think she
front
said
of Rosie,
anything.
at least.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I
'Cause
don't think
that's
she
what she
said
does.
anything that she wouldn't say to Liz's face. I think you got to be careful around Rosie because she's a twister and a bender. You
Yeah.
know?
That's it.
She's
Mhm.
going to say it.
I-
And then she's going to be like, well, what do you mean?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean? Like,
Right.
that's her MO.
Exactly.
She's a pot stirrer, Rosie. That's
most
what she
definitely.
does.
But doesn't want to be considered one. Well, then
No,
stop doing
no.
it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go back to Joellen's house. Now, this I thought was something else. All right. So we meet her sister, Jen, that she's there helping Joellen's husband while Joellen's away. And Jen is sitting there folding laundry. And she says to the husband, oh, I found a pair of your underwear. He says, how do they smell? And then she says, well, they tasted great. And I was like,
Ew.
ew. And this is before, like, you know that they have a banter that goes back. So I was like, at first I was like, oh. So
You know what?
Joellen, yeah.
That banter is very strange, and I don't know if you got to see the after show.
No, I didn't get to see it.
No, me neither.
So she talked about it on the after show. I guess Jen had liked Gary, right? And
Yeah, they
Joellen-
dated.
right?
No, they say she's saying that
No.
they didn't date, and this is very weird. This is very weird. That he felt her boob. He didn't kiss her.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, like, first of all, on his side, aren't you the fucking mover that you don't even give a kiss first and you feel her boob? And then I'm going to this Joellen's sister saying, well, what's wrong with you? You're not even like you let him feel your boob without a kiss?
Yeah. So on the after show, she was saying that, you know, and she does say this in the show, that her and her sister didn't get along when they were younger. And one of the things I thought was funny is she said that, you know, when she was in high school, because her sister was older than her sister would drive to high school and she wouldn't take Joelle and she made her take the bus. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that was my sister. My sister didn't want to drive me to high school, but my father made her drive me to high school because it was 2 towns away. And if I was on
Wait,
the
did
bus,
you
it
go
would've
to the
been
same high school?
Yes, we went to the same high school.
For goodness
But
sake.
that's just who she is. Like, that's just who she was. No, she's still that way. I don't care if she's listening. She's still that way. He
Wow.
wouldn't drive me. So my father made her drive me. Like, you have to drive your sister to school. You're going to the same place. Otherwise, I'd have to be at the bus an hour early, right? But then when it came time to leave, if I wasn't at her car when she was ready to leave, which was like 2 minutes after the bell rang, she would leave me there. And then I'd have to find the bus.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, when you
My
were
sister was a
leaving.
bitch.
Happened?
Yeah. My sister was a bitch.
That's not nice.
No. And so when Joellen told me that about her sister Jen, I was like, oh. But then she went on to say that Jen has said, like, she's like, well, look at her now. Like, she's almost 40, 45, or she's 40 and she's single and she's got no kids and no man. And then Jen had said that she wanted Gary's sperm if she makes it to 45. And I'm like, this is so weird.
It's
Like
very
that she
weird.
knows that they have this history and lets them weird, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking to
don't- yeah, I
myself, what are you doing? Like, I know you're on a TV show. You want to look halfway decent. But where are you going with, like, the strapless short denim dress, cooking and cleaning? Like, what are you
Yep,
doing?
yep.
What are you doing?
I mean, there's enough craziness going on in this show. We're going to have a sister steal a husband? I mean, that would be...
I don't know. That could be season 5.
I don't listen, we kid, like, my sisters and their boyfriends and us and Eric, and we kid, but nothing has ever come close to that. Like, and even when my
No.
sisters were married to their first husbands, like, no. We
No.
all have a good time together. We all kid around and joke around, but
Not like that, though.
absolutely not.
It's just,
I
it's just
found your
weird.
underwear. How did they smell? They tasted better. Like, no, that's fucking weird. Sorry.
no.
It's
no.
weird.
It's just weird.
It's weird.
And Joellen says she doesn't take offense to their flirting, but
I know. I think that's weird, too. I think that's naive on her part.
Very
Yeah.
naive.
yeah. So Joellen says of her sister she's not married, and she says that she needs a Gary, that she wants a Gary, not Gary, but a Gary.
I think she
Joellen
wants
said
the
that,
Gary.
right?
Yes. About her
Yes.
sister, that her sister
Right.
wants a Gary. And again, like Wendy said, they didn't get along as kids, but then they got close after their father died. And like I said, that's not the outfit I would have worn to cook and clean for my brother-in-law. You don't have to look horrible. I know you want to look nice here on TV, but not.
And I would never cook
No, and
and
by
clean
the
for my
way,
brother-in-law.
what did he need so much help with? Because he's in every scene she's in. If you're going to be in every scene with her anyway, then did you really need her help? Or did you just want to film with her and make us all feel cringy about your scenes?
Yeah, I
Because
don't
we
know.
did.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And then we go to Alicia's, and her family comes over, and she says they make her feel overwhelmed.
I
And,
love her family.
yes.
They are so funny.
so funny.
They are really
I want to hang
funny.
out with her aunts. I want to hang out with her
Absolutely.
aunts.
Oh, most
And her
definitely. They
mom.
could have their own show.
They
I hope
could.
we see them. I hope we see them. Like, I could see them every episode, and I'd be happy. So then Liz comes over, and
What about how much food they brought? Did you see
Oh,
that
forget
spread?
it.
Like,
It's madness.
But there was a decent amount of them. Like, they're like, oh my God, you brought
Oh,
food
yeah.
for 75 people. Like, there was a decent amount of them. There was
Yeah.
like
There
8 or
was.
9 people there.
right.
yeah.
But I'm sure there was too much food.
Oh, I'm sure there
Sure
was.
there
But you
was.
always want to have more than not. Like, you want to have more than enough than not enough.
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
You know how I feel.
I know, but
I
she's been
do.
getting much. Kelly's been getting much better.
I have been getting
She's
much
been
better.
getting much better with her
God.
food. So, and then we find out again about Liz's sister and Alicia's mom are best friends. And then Alicia's mom announces that she had a colonoscopy yesterday. And in confessional, Liz says, that she loves her family, that they're blunt and they'll tell you everything, which is true.
Yes.
And then Rulla comes over to meet Alicia's family and says that Ruella's family has known Billy's family for 30 years. They both go back and forth with their establishments, Billy's restaurants and her family's
Mhm.
jewelry store. And Ashley comes over, and she's so funny. In her confessional, she says she's never been around the girls without Rosie, who's her emotional support animal.
I think it was good. I think it was good that they had Ashley there without Rosie.
Without Rosie,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Rosie's, going to be the troublemaker, obviously. So
Yeah,
let Ashley form some relationships without Rosie in the wings.
I agree.
absolutely. Yeah, because you don't want to get lumped in with that.
Exactly.
Right? And then we find out Ashley only knows Alicia's mom and aunt through her esthetician. It's just the web is unbelievable. And Liz, I thought Liz was really funny because Alicia's husband gets up from the table and takes his food, goes outside, leaves all the women. And Liz was like, everybody was talking about Billy, the husband, how great he was, everything.
And how much they love him.
And how much they love him. And Liz was like, yeah, I love Billy too, but I want to tell him to make it right. But
She's
it's just
frank.
so funny.
She's very frank. And I like that about Liz.
But it's great because he was like there. I mean, he was
Yeah,
outside, but he was right there. Just funny. So, talking about how he won't put her name on the house. And Rulla pipes up that she's a financial planner and understands all this stuff and says, you have to look out for yourself. Otherwise, the law will dictate. And then she says, and I'm all about trust. Like, it was weird that she put that in at the end of the sentence. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
she's trying to prove a point. Who you trying to convince, Rulla? Us or you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think she's trying to convince herself.
Absolutely.
And Alicia's mom said to Rulla, I'm glad you're here. Like, she wanted her to get, because Alicia admits, like, she doesn't know anything about, like, financial planning or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Alicia's mom asked Rulla, are you happily married? And Liz's face was like,
How about when Alicia said she was a runaway bride? She would break up with guys right before they would propose.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Honestly, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me about her. The more I see her, the more I like her. She's got so many endearing qualities. She really does. She really is very entertaining.
Yeah, she's awesome. And quite effortless, entertaining just as herself.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I don't
100%.
think she's trying to do.
No, she's not.
And one thing I am finding about Rhode Island is that it doesn't feel overly produced yet. The early days. But for
I'm going
now.
to say this right now, and especially at the end of the episode, I'm not going to jump, but I'm just saying Alicia is the Teresa of this franchise. And it's going to be real interesting to watch her evolution on this show. Because right now, she's starting out, she's season 1 Teresa. Everybody loves her. She's so funny. She's naturally entertaining. But we clearly see at the end of the episode, she can pop off. Do not cross her. It's I'm real curious to watch.
All right. Well, hopefully she'll be a likable Teresa.
So you don't is this your way of telling us you don't find her endearing like we do?
Oh no, I do. I'm just keeping.
You're just
I'm keeping
leery.
a close
You're leery
eye.
of it. All right.
Okay.
Keeping a
Kelly's
close
on
eye.
you.
Yep.
Kelly's on you, Alicia.
Yep.
Watch your P's and Q's.
That's right. That's right.
And then the aunts talk about their wandering husbands and then Ruella's like telling about her husband's indiscretion. Like, just met these people.
Yeah, but they clearly brought this up because they know.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So
they know.
I think it was almost like an act of defense for her
Yeah.
to put herself on the offense and take
Yeah.
herself off of the defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like she MM'd them. Like now what you got?
And then
I
the one
agree.
8 Mile.
the one aunt tells her, you don't want to live like that. And then I think it was Alicia's mother said, I hope and pray that you somehow hurt him.
I think that was
You get him
Alicia's mother.
back.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
great. That is great.
That was great. I
I
love
like
when-
how she says right up his ass and does the hand gesture. I love it. I love it. It's like, oh my God,
That was
it's
so
awesome.
funny.
they are so great, those aunts. The one aunt said that, she had this long-time relationship with her husband, and then she found out he wandered, and Alicia's like, what did he want? He wanted something? She's like, no, wandered. They don't even recognize their own
She's like,
accent.
oh, wandered.
Oh, wandered. What did he want?
It's great.
It's just like, this is so funny.
See
It
that?
is
Yeah,
funny.
that was like very naturally funny, very,
We'll see. At least we'll see.
mhm.
And then Rosie meets up with Alicia? No,
Ashley.
Ashley.
Ashley
yeah,
at the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're talking about wanting and not wanting kids. And Rosie said it was just her and her mom and her sister growing up because her dad was working all the time. She says her mom is super critical and controlling and she doesn't want to mess anybody up. So I don't know. Maybe she'll change her mind. Because to me,
Listen.
that doesn't sound like you don't want to have kids. That just sounds like you don't want to be your mother. Two different things.
So there's more to that story too, because she does say in her confessional that, before they got married, they were trying, but then
Right.
they were trying for a year, but then I guess things got weird with her mother, and then she had to get married in the church. She didn't specifically say that, but so of course, if you were trying with Rich, he's going to think that you want to have children. But then she went on to
Right.
say on the after show, there was even more to that. Not only were they trying, but it didn't happen. So she went to the doctor and she found out that she had PCOS and that she might have endometriosis. So it wasn't going to be that easy for her to get pregnant. You know, that she probably could, but she wasn't really, at this point, it was, she wasn't as much into it. She's like, I don't know that I wanted this anyway, but kind of Rich already had the hope that when you were trying,
Right.
like there's
right.
way more to this story than she's telling us. Like she's making it
Right.
sound like, we were on the same page. We both agreed we didn't want kids. Well, maybe when you first met, but you were trying
Right.
to have kids before you got married.
Right.
Right,
And then
so
you got
it's like-
married and now you're like, yeah, I don't want to. So,
Yeah. So
you flipped the switch.
I feel bad for Rich. I'll be honest with you. I feel
Yeah.
bad. And she said, I'm worried that I would be like my mom. She did say that on
Right.
the after show, which, we talked about this with Lindsay, Kelly and I on the Valley. Like she didn't have a relationship with her mom. And we
Summer House.
That's
Right?
what I meant. Summer House, Lindsay and
Yeah,
Summer
yeah,
House.
yeah.
Yeah. She didn't have a relationship with her mom. Like she is the best mom ever, because she wants to do better than what she had. And I feel like Rosie would probably be the same way.
Right.
I
In
do
spite
too.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
I do too. I mean, we know someone who grew up in our neighborhood. Same thing. Didn't, have that real mom-daughter relationship. Didn't live with her mom growing up. And now she's a mom and she's the best mom.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes you do it in spite of,
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that once you've experienced something, you don't want to repeat the pattern. So you are going to be different. And I agree. I think Rosie would be the same as Lindsay. She'd probably really be a great mom.
This is actually where she was talking about this in the confessional. I want to show you this confessional look of hers because I absolutely, I want to know what your thoughts are. Let's just do that. Hold on. Okay. What are your thoughts on that dress?
I like it. The crystals on the side are just giving a little bit of like a ice skater deal for me.
Yeah.
Like a figure skating.
And you know what? That's probably not even part of the dress. That's probably like an added accessory.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know if it is or isn't. I think it's very princess like, almost pageant.
Yes.
Very
I
pageant.
mean, very like Barbie-ish, but I love it if you took away the
It's
ice
a little.
skater.
I think so too. I mean, I love that pink. And that color
Yeah.
looks great on her, but I just
and
think
I
it's
love
a
a
little,
bow.
yes, I think it's just a little too many details. That's my thought.
I like
Right.
the dress without the crystal sleeve.
Without the crystals. Yeah.
But I'm
that
a
to
very
me-
Yeah.
simple dresser, obviously. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
to me that just like ruins it.
Yeah.
All right, and then we see Liz on their sport fishing boat, Sea Gypsy. Great name. And
Oh, I didn't catch that. It's
yeah,
SEA,
Sea Gyp-
Sea Gypsy.
Sea
That is a
Gypsy.
great name.
Yeah, I like that. And because he's sold it, so boat has to be cleaned out. And then
did
we
he
find
sell
out.
it or was it seized?
Yeah,
I know. She said he
knows?
sold it overnight. Like, who sells
Yeah.
a boat that size overnight?
Yeah,
What's
Was
a
it, was it
$500,000
seized in some
boat?
kind of investigation?
yeah, who knows? But then she says, when she would say that he would be gone for 3 weeks, then home, I was thinking to myself, so he's gone for 3 weeks and he's home for a week. Now she's saying 3 days and then he'd be gone. I'm like, girl,
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know about the whole thing.
Get your
Yeah,
story
the story's
straight.
changing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And then Kelsey comes over to help her clean the boat. And Liz tells Kelsey she's not proud of her reaction. And she feels that Kelsey said what she said to distance herself. And then we find out Kelsey hooked up with Dino when she was feeling vulnerable and then couldn't get rid of him. And now she said him being around is another reminder of her past that she would like to forget. And I said,
I think that escort thing is going to check out.
I think that's exactly what ran through my mind. I was like, oh, okay.
And she said it was 10 years ago. So 10
Yep.
years ago.
Lines up. It lines up.
Yep, it lines up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Still-
listen, there's no shame in your game. Just,
Own it.
it's your past. It's your past. It makes you who you are today.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
And listen, if you're going to do it for high dollar.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh,
Right.
definitely.
That's all I'm saying. All right. And then Dolores, Rosie, Liz, Ashley, Kelsey, and Rulla, and Alicia.
Everyone but Joellen.
Everyone but Joel.
Right.
They're going to go and do
Rail Explorer.
Rail Explorer thing. Yeah. And then they're in the car on the way there, and Kelsey says how she ate her leftover McDonald's that she put in the trash. And Ashley's like, yeah, I would do that too.
That came up on the after show, the first after show.
Yeah.
I was
when
like,
she
And
talks
this
about
isn't
her.
right. This isn't the first time she's done it. Like, this is what she does.
well, then she opens the
Crazy.
bottle with her teeth.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
It hurt my teeth to even think about that.
Oh, me too. I'm like, don't do that. Like, I was waiting
Yeah.
for something to crack.
Yeah, pop out, right?
Mm.
And then Rosie says everything makes her feel sick and bloated, so why not eat the Taco Bell? And she said, that's why I quit. I had to wear diapers to work. She had colitis.
Yeah, she was on a medical leave.
Yeah, she says she took medical leave. Now, I have this condition even worse than she does. So I'm calling bullshit.
Right.
So anyway,
You go to work.
yeah. And Kelsey said she was bleeding from her butthole. And I was like, okay. Kelsey in confessional
Didn't
says,
Ashley say that? I think Ashley said that.
oh, maybe. I thought it was Kelsey.
I think
Who
Ashley.
knows?
No, because Kelsey in her confessional said the entire state of Rhode Island knows that she got fired for
Yeah.
having an affair with one of the higher ups.
Mm-hmm. And then she said the colitis went away, and she said she's never going back to work. And then in the other car, there's Liz and Dolores and Alicia, and Liz tells everybody how she went cuckoo at her party. So we find out that this thing that they're doing is you go on a railroad track with a car that you have to pedal. So we find out the trip is 6 miles. So 3 miles there, 3
Ooh,
miles
that's
back.
a lot of pedaling.
That's a lot of pedaling. And so it's Kelsey, Alicia, and Rulla on one car, and Ruella's in the back, like pouring tequila drinks, not cycling, not
I know.
pedaling.
I love that she was actually, I mean, she was pretty talented. Not just pouring them, she was mixing them and shaking
Yes, she's
them.
the whole thing.
I
Yeah,
was
all
like,
while
I
moving.
was a little impressed. I was impressed
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, yeah. And Alicia in her confessional says she's never done a spin class and she really doesn't bike, but she does love Jane Fonda workouts.
No, Jane's Fonda. She puts
Fonda.
an S.
Jane's
I didn't even
Fonda.
catch that.
That's what she kept saying.
Jane's Fonda. She put an S on it, and I was like, is she putting an S? So I went back and turned on closed captioning. She sure as heck was putting on an
She
S.
sure did.
And she
Oh,
loves
that's so
those
funny.
YouTube workouts. Jane's Fonda. I'm like, Jane's Fonda.
I didn't even catch that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny. And then Rosie and Liz are together, and Rosie asks Liz, how does she feel about Ashley? She's a big troublemaker. And Liz says, well, Ashley didn't even really look at her. And Rosie tells Liz that she can be scary. And then they stop for lunch. That was a beautiful spot. It was right on the
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it was
was
gorgeous.
really nice.
It's beautiful. And yeah, I think you got to watch out for Rosie. She is definitely,
Oh, for sure.
she's a problem,
we-
man.
When we go to Rhode Island, can we do that 6 mile thing? I'll do it.
You'll do it?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Will you guys pedal with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of
we might have
course.
we might have to
Okay,
take a
good.
break.
I'll be making the drinks in the back. No.
Making the drinks in the back. That's your plan, Wendy?
Okay.
And then, as soon as they stop for the lunch, Rosie runs right over and tells Ashley about her conversation with Liz. And
Yeah.
then Alicia starts to talk about Pizza Mama and, what she wants to do. And then the girls decide to do a little role play with Kelsey as Bill.
Billy. Yeah.
Yeah, Billy, yeah. And I sure hope after seeing this that Billy feels like a dick, because he should.
You'd
Well,
hope so,
I don't
right?
know, because she was on Watch What Happens Live. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
I didn't
Andy
watch
asked
that
her-
yet.
Andy asked Alicia if her name was on the mortgage yet. Name is still not on the house.
Hmm?
Name is still not on the house.
I don't know. It's kind of messed up.
I agree.
But we've learned that there is
There's more to
what's
it.
it called? No, when you live with someone for 7 years, common law marriage.
Common
in
law.
Rhode Island.
Common law.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
yeah.
I think she's okay.
Yeah.
I think she's
But
okay. too.
it's almost disrespectful then to not put her name on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So she starts off by being funny and saying that, she's pretending it's Billy, and she's saying, well, I can't have sex with you all the time because I'd rather go to bed and watch Love Island. And then she starts to get serious and saying how she's, given 11 years into Pizza Mama without expecting anything back, and that he should put her on the house because she's the mother of their daughter and that she loves him. And isn't that enough? And, by him not doing it is showing her that she's worthless. And she said, show me that I'm worth something. So I think that was really good for her to do that little role play thing.
I
Yeah.
do too.
And I
It
find
was
very-
heartbreaking.
I find it very interesting that she can really go off and be totally fearless, but not with him.
Oh, because he's financially supporting her.
I guess.
She probably feels like she can't. Because what if he says, okay, leave?
So, okay, I'll take my daughter and go. Unless
Well,
you
that's
want to pay
another
for that.
thing. That's another thing she said on Watch What Happens Live is like, she loves him and he loves her and they couldn't live without each other. Like, and I do probably think that that's the case.
Yeah, I do.
She said that he worked hard for everything he's got. Like he's self-made. He came, I think she said, from Greece. He came here, put himself through school. He's got more than 10 businesses, she said. And she didn't want to take what he already built because he's got businesses with family. He's got businesses with other friends. So like she was very understanding of it. And she still is very understanding of it, to be quite honest with you, because I do think, and I hope we're not wrong, I think that he is going to be there for her, but just put her name on the damn house already, Billy.
Yeah, like
Do
just do
something.
it.
Put her name on the house. Put her name
Do
on the house,
something.
Billy.
Right.
Do something.
Right. Because listen, it's rude to not, it's just rude.
And what are you showing your daughter?
Right.
Right. That's it. I mean, that's also it.
Absolutely. Right.
You know, she's the mother of your daughter. You all live together as a family, so make it right, like Liz said. Make it right.
Right. So
Mhm.
when their daughter grows up and meets someone and gets pregnant and moves in with them and is with them guy for 9 years, is he going to be okay with that?
Right. Right.
I
Right.
don't think so. So Rulla tells her not to forget that she has value as a mother and keeping the house. And then
Right.
in confessional, Lisa says how she envies Rulla her financial independence and hates asking Billy for money and is embarrassed and intimidated with financial stuff, discussions. And then Alicia asks what Rosie and Ashley were talking about, and they tell her. And then Liz says she has a steely exterior, but inside she's super sensitive. And then in confessional, Liz says she doesn't want to let people get too close too quickly, and she's had a lot of loss in life and doesn't want to lose people or be disappointed by them.
Mhm.
And then, in the conversation with the girls, she says she has a tendency to jump down people's throats. And that's when Rosie, the troublemaker, asks, "Oh, do you think that's what happened on Saturday?" And Liz was like, "No, it got heated and I was drunk." And then Rosie says, "Alicia, you said she's always like that." And then,
Then that's all it took.
yeah. And
Yep.
then Alicia lost her mind.
She warned her. She said, Rosie, don't do that. And
Yep,
Rosie
she
just
sure
kept
did.
going.
Yeah. Alicia
Yep.
says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
I think Rosie fucked around and found out and regretted it very soon thereafter once she saw
Yeah.
Alicia's response.
Yeah.
I
'Cause she was
actually
trying
liked
to
it.
change
I
what was
liked
going
it.
on.
I liked
Listen,
that Alicia stood up for herself.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. I think she went a little far. I think she
Mhm.
could have handled it a little bit better. I don't know if I would have though. I don't know why I'm putting these expectations on her when I probably wouldn't have done any better.
Right.
Cuz she really like when somebody's that, when her reaction screamed guilt to me. Like
'Cause it
the
went
way
too
Alicia
far. Went a little
reacted.
too far. Right.
Yeah, it's like if Liz didn't already think you were talking about her, she should now because
Right.
of your
But Liz
response.
was so cool about the whole thing. Liz is
Totally.
Liz was totally cool about the whole thing. I mean, Liz is the one who kind of talked her down. It's like, listen, you're doing what I did. Like, you're going to regret it. She's like, I'm not going to regret it. Not with,
Yeah.
She twisted my words. It's just like,
Mhm.
she's an effing troll. Like, she really went off.
Yeah. She
And
Off.
I'll be honest with you. I liked it. What I like so much about it is one that she went from 0 to 60 like that. And then she came back down around like that.
Mhm.
They were
Well, yeah, 'cause
hugging
then
and
they're
it was
hugging
over.
and moving on.
It was
Yeah,
over.
it's
It
like,
was
huh?
over.
But I did like that she was like, I'm not doing that with you, Rosie. Like, I'm not having it.
Right.
Don't
right.
try it. Because she knew what she was
Right.
doing. She was just like, no, it is not happening. And then Rosie in her confessional, "Oh, I thought this was a fact about Liz that we were all acknowledging." Yeah, so Alicia was like, "Don't flip that shit on me. Don't do that to me,
I like what she said. Welcome to Rhode Island, bitch. This is how we roll. I think that's what we're going to call this episode. Welcome to Rhode Island, bitch. This is how we roll.
I like
Can we
that.
say
Yep.
bitch? I wonder if we could say bitch.
We could
Bitch.
try. We could
We'll
try.
see.
And I like how she said, once you flip shit, I'll never see you the same again.
Right.
And I love how
And
she
she
said,
won't. She
Right.
won't. Alicia will not ever look at Rosie the same.
no, she's always
She'll
going
be guarded.
She'll be
She'll
guarded.
be guarded.
She'll always know
Mhm.
that there's a chance. And I love how Alicia said, "Slow your roll. You're not hot."
Yeah, she did say that.
And
She
that's
said-
why they call her the flip-flop. That's why they call
Right.
it, because she forgives so much. And then in her confessional, she's like, She needs her peppermint oil. Like if she only
Yes,
had her
if she
peppermint
didn't-
oil.
peppermint oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peppermint
That was
oil.
really going to calm her down.
I was like,
I don't think so.
Yeah. And she called Rosie thirsty and a whore and then dumps her drink and walks away. And
Yeah.
then Rulla walks over to her and Rosie says, oh, I would have never said anything if I knew Alicia was going to react like, this way. And then Alicia comes back and then she's cracking me up. She says to Rosie, I don't like how you looked. You had a sneaky look in your eye.
snaky, right? Snaky look. Yeah.
Yeah, sneaky look in your eye. I was like, oh my
Mhm.
God. She was cracking me up.
Did you watch the other girls' reaction? Dolores and
Oh,
Kelsey were like,
Dolores was chuckling away.
they were they were like laughing. Both of them were like, look at this shit.
Look at this shit.
Yep.
It was great.
Yep.
Yeah. So Kelsey in her confessional says this is the first time that she's seen Alicia flip out. And Kelsey also says that Rosie will exaggerate the truth.
I mean, I don't think she really exaggerated this time, quite honestly. We saw the conversation with her and Alicia on the river beach.
But see, she was trying
Oh,
to steer it
100
a bad way.
It was out of context, too. According to Alicia, there was a whole lot more to that conversation. So, she picked what she wanted to pick out of it.
Mhm.
And that's what the producer showed us. So it was
Right.
a much longer conversation. And I could
Always.
definitely, I could definitely see Rosie just being that girl who wants to be relevant. She
Mhm.
is, she's the reporter. She's the pot stirrer. She's the one
She's
making
just
the
trying to
news.
make her mark.
Yeah.
And Alicia, too, when she was in her confessional, said that she's a sensitive gangster and has a temper.
She is a gangster, though.
It's funny. And then that's when she said the thing about the peppermint oil. And then we find out her nickname is Cece. They
We
called
knew
her
that.
Liz has been
Oh, I
calling
didn't
her
know that. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
Liz
I
is-
never even...
Liz has been calling her
Caught that.
Cece. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that's it. That's all I have.
Yeah, that was it, but pretty much.
Let me see what else I have from Watch What Happens Live. Okay. Andy asked Alicia, oh, this is so funny. So Watch What Happens Live was Angela Oakley from Atlanta and Alicia. Angela's daughter is there. Andy asked about the rumor about Brian cheating on her Spanish teacher with Rulla. Like, did you ever get confirmation? And she's like, well, no, but I don't know. He's like, well, did you ask? She's like, no, I didn't ask. And then he's like, what about you running the lady over with your car? Like, what was that story? And Lisa said, well, she literally like dove in front of my car. Like my best friend who's here with me, she was there when it happened. And then I had to chase her down. It was a whole big thing. She went to the hospital and she was fine. And Andy's like, wait, she was fine? And she's like, it was Mission Impossible. She did go through the windshield. Andy's like, wait, she went through the windshield? She goes, yeah, she cracked the windshield. And Andy's like, what happened? And she's like, well, she cracked the windshield and then she didn't want to go to the hospital. So I had to chase her down because she could have had like a head trauma. So we had to get her to the hospital. But she was fine. She was fine. I was like, oh.
And then she says, it was very traumatic for me.
Yes, it was very
Oh, my
traumatic for her.
God.
I saw that clip.
was-
I didn't watch the whole
Yes.
show, but I did see that
Yes,
clip.
it was very traumatic for her. And then Andy asked her, like, what is it like being a superstar? Like, I haven't seen you since this has started airing. She's like, oh my God, she loves it. Like, people come up to her all the time and they're like, tell me about the car. Like, I had a woman with my car too. He's like, other people have hit women with their car?
What's going on in Rhode Island?
Exactly.
So funny.
And that's when we found out her name is not on the house. He asked about money, and she said, well, Billy gives her credit cards to use, but she likes to have cash in the house. Like, she's old school. She hates to ask him for cash. Like, he should, like, every Friday, just stock up the cash. She's like, well, like, you keep the cash? She's like, yeah, I keep it in the drawer. I'm like, oh, my God.
Just
She's
let
so
everybody know.
funny.
You have to have a little cash stashed.
Yeah, I mean, you do. I don't know if you should keep it in the drawer. Maybe you lock it up.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't tell everybody on national television that you keep it in the
Right.
drawer.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe you like have a really big high security safe, like something like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. And then he said about, Andy asked what are your mom and your aunts think of Billy since they had such a hard time with their relationship? And they're like, no, they really love Billy. Like, he takes such good care of me. She's like, actually, he takes good care of my whole family. So I believe that. Like, he's
Yeah, I
a
believe
good
that, too.
guy. And then Andy asked, like, how's it going with Pizza Mama? She's like, oh my God, we're so busy now. Like, we're so busy.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
the
sure.
place isn't big enough. So I thought that was, listen, I'm happy for her. I really do like her.
Yeah.
I do. So that's what was her portion of Watch What Happens Live.
And who was she on with?
Angela Oakley.
Right. That's why I wanted to
Yeah.
watch it, because I wanted to see Angela, and it
Yeah.
got too late last night. I couldn't watch it.
Well, I had to go to Edison today, and I made Bill drive, and I was sitting in the car with my AirPods on and watching it on my phone and taking notes in
There
the
you
car.
go.
It was like-
Yeah, I didn't have time for that.
no, well,
That's
again, I
funny.
wouldn't have either if I didn't have a show
Yeah.
for today.
Yeah,
So,
so funny.
the upcoming episode, we find out that the girls go on a sailing trip, got her hair cut from Kelsey, but didn't give her any acknowledgement. I don't know what that's about. It's bizarre. Yeah.
Is Kelsey a hairdresser?
I don't
Yeah,
know
like
what's
what?
going on. It was this little tiny clip. I don't know. Rosie and Kelsey have an issue because of Instagram. We got to find out what that's about. Joellen somehow knows through her phone that somebody's trying to go see their mistress. Got to find out about that.
I
think
did,
that's
yeah, we
Brian.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Brian.
Brian doesn't have his ring on, and then the girls are questioning a picture that's from Instagram, whether it's today, the day that they're there. And then Brian and Joellen have words. So that's what we have to look forward to.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So
Yep.
interesting.
It's going to be another good
Interesting.
episode. They're keeping us on our toes, Rhode Island, carrying the
they are.
Bravo. Well, I don't
World
know, I
on their
guess
shoulders. Yeah.
Summer House is in there too right now. Those two shows,
Yeah.
carrying Bravo.
So please leave us 5-star reviews. Please follow us on YouTube and
Subscribe.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Do all the things.
Bye.
All right,
Do all
bye.
the things. Bye.